Forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess, except one thing: your freedom to choose how you will respond to the situation. To build a safe harbor for our mind, we will use a tool that we use automatically and instinctively, but we are not just aware of it. This tool is called SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a strategic planning technique which helps you to identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to achieve a goal. Let's take a simple task such as crossing the street. You can walk, and that's your strength. You are talking to your mobile phone and you are distracted. That's the weakness. There are cars passing by the road, so that's the threat. And the green light for pedestrian is lit, so that's the opportunity. By harmonizing these elements, you will successfully achieve your goal to cross the street. You naturally understand which factors are under your control, and do not start to fight with the traffic light if it were red, as you do not agree that you must wait. You instinctively know that it would be insane to do such a thing. The same logic applies to our current circumstances during the COVID-19 pandemic. We do have the ability to change our attitude, our actions, our perspective, and others, as these things are within our control. However, we cannot affect the actions which local authorities have taken to contain the pandemic. You can get as angry as you like, yet you cannot change the color displayed by a traffic light. And in the same way, your mood will not unlock the world's cities or stop the spread of COVID-19. You risk only to end up feeling powerless, which may affect you negatively, leading to unwise actions. Stay smart. Develop your own mind-empowering strategy and beat the beast. So, let's get a clearer picture of what is SWOT analysis. S for strength, W for weaknesses. Strength and weaknesses are factors which we can change, are under our control, and represented by our internal capabilities such as personal characteristics, knowledge, skills, and abilities. On the other hand, threats and opportunities are external factors which are out of our control. In short, we cannot change them. A strength is a resource or capacity that you have and which you can use effectively to achieve your objectives. You may be able to identify your strengths without needing to put too much thought into it. However, if you take the time to consider some specific questions, it may help you identify some strengths that may be unique to you, or some that you haven't yet considered, in fact, didn't recognize as being strength at all. Some examples of strengths you might identify could include enthusiasm, sense of humor, discipline, patience, determination, being brave and hopeful, having perspective, encouraging the others, and so much more. Weaknesses are all those things which put you down, preventing you from achieving your goals. It is important to know your strengths and to use them into your advantage. It is also important to know your weaknesses and have a plan on how to improve them. Some examples of weaknesses are fear, negativity, impulsiveness, complaining, undisciplined, aggressive, moody, and mistrustful. A threat is an external factor which negatively affects you. For example, the COVID-19 pandemic is a threat which disrupts the usual rhythm of our lives. A way that we can begin to deal with this would be to acknowledge our strengths, convert the weakness into positives, understand what are the things that we can do to influence the lives, and to accept the things that we cannot do. Until we can reconcile these things, it is easy to feel powerless. Do not forget that there is always the bright side of life. For example, we have an opportunity to reflect on life and to consider the things that we do, how and why we do them. Things that we may previously have taken for granted are suddenly not possible at this time. This situation provides a great opportunity for us to rethink our habits and routines and affect positive changes within our lives. We all love predictability and do not like to accept that the only constant in life is change. For example, seeing a photo here, person lying on the couch in the year 2019, we would have said they are lazy. However, seeing the same photo in 2020 here, during lockdown in a city, we would say now that he is a responsible person and share this photo in the social media with hashtag stay home. Collectively, we face many difficult circumstances during our lifetimes. Usually, there is somebody there for us. Support that acts as a scaffolding system to help us to maintain our identities. What makes COVID-19 pandemic special is that it is hard for every one of us and all at the same time. We do not have the luxury of being able to rely on somebody else's help, as that person might be in a more difficult situation than we are. It is time to take personal responsibility for our own mental health and to create a strong and powerful mind strategy to reduce the risk of becoming a burden on systems that are already overloaded. This simple guide will offer you some ideas to help you to develop your own personal strengths and mental resilience, and in doing so, support you through these challenging times. Coronavirus or the COVID-19 has disrupted our habitual lifestyles, forcing us to adapt to unprecedented circumstances. Whether you find yourself in a city or town in lockdown, on board a vessel in the middle of the ocean, abroad, in quarantine, or in self isolation, we all need to adapt fast to the unknown. Exiting to our normal comfort zone is uncomfortable, and many of us are trying to find ways to remain calm when we feel that the world is collapsing. In this situation, negative emotions such as anxiety, stress, anger, helplessness, despair, and others can take control over our mind, and we can easily imagine catastrophic scenarios about our perceived futures. In this situation, we can become oversensitive and can easily overreact. We could be likened to a car alarm that does not function properly anymore and which starts to scream in the middle of the night, waking up all the neighbors. Accepting that there are things which can be changed and things which cannot can help elevate these feelings and is essential to becoming wise enough to make the difference. Remember, history teaches us that it is not the strongest which survive, but the one which can adapt to change. This is Kimmerman saying, I care for your health. If you have something to add on how to cope during these pandemic times, please share to the comment section and be featured on my next topic.